I would be the best mob boss at that
Could
point.
you?
Who would come after me? And he's like, yeah, he's got 3 trained gorillas. Welcome back to Get Brennan on the Radio, the only show that selflessly, shamelessly, and honorably promotes me, Brendan Ruck, getting put on the radio, any radio station, anywhere except South Dakota.
Because honestly, it's not worth it.
Today on the show, as you may have heard, we have Tyler.
Hi.
Yeah, it's Tyler.
It's me.
Back again, because, you know, once they're on the show, they keep coming back for more.
Yeah, I kept having
And
night sweats. I had to come
I
back.
begged him. I was like, hey, man, like, I haven't had an episode with you lately, so, like, I don't know, maybe you could come over and we can record an episode? And Tyler went.
At first I was like, I had to wash my hair, some excuse. But then I realized I ain't got nothing else going on, so I decided to slide on through so we can chat into a microphone.
Slide through, like
Slide
a nice
through.
poop.
Yes, like a smooth one that, like, in the morning with no pressure, you don't have anywhere to be.
You can just
But-
take your time.
Just 4 hours in, you're like, I should get out of here. And you just don't.
4 hours in, you should just get off the toilet, wipe, and go about your day.
Try to stand, your legs are atrophied, you hit your head on the tub, you sleep for 3 more hours, you wake up. It's a good Sunday.
Covered in pool of blood and your own vomit.
Because, no one's home.
No one's home. You're
Who
just
cares?
chilling.
You go downstairs, someone was home, you were like, I was unconscious for 3 hours in upstairs, and they're like, oh.
Jesus, you start a conversation like that?
Yeah. And they're like, I'm naked still. And they're like, Jesus.
Jesus, you
Oh,
start
sorry.
a conversation
I didn't
like
imply it. I poop naked. I didn't.
that? I don't know if anyone was aware, but Tyler poops naked.
It's caused me a lot of strife, mostly in porta potties, but I got to do it. So
It's like that one festival we went to, and you had to go take your pants off in the porta potty. And you fell into it. What a time! What a time!
3 years spent in there, just mutating slowly.
3 years in the porta potty.
I saw so many festivals. They kept transporting me.
It's truly a time paradox.
3 years.
3 years and he came out the exact same, younger even.
Yeah, but younger even. Turns out Pon de Leon wasted his time.
Ponce de Leon wasted his fucking time.
It's in the porta potties. That's why we always look. We're drawn to it.
Yeah. Oh my god. So I'm testing out the new studio. I put big ass speakers under my desk. Big ass. These things are massive. And I don't need both of them. Do I?
No.
Fuck no. You know what I do need?
Validation.
Yeah, and it's pretty great. If you've never seen my studio before, I have it in my bedroom. It's cool.
It's well utilized.
It's well utilized. I have a good time with
Feng
it.
shui.
Feng shui.
Schwa, sorry, my bad.
Feng shui.
No, I mean, I've always loved it because
We can't get sued by the feng shui company, so.
Yeah, we can't. We got a slightly
Good.
off key.
Feng shui.
Feng
Feng shui.
Okay.
Feng shui.
I think we all went far enough.
This
where they're not gonna
episode
care.
is brought to you by Feng Shui granola bars.
Bite them, you'll find teeth in it. We put it on the bag, so you can't complain.
You can't go. You have been warned.
What would it say? Potentially has human teeth. Would you eat something if it was like a really good promise? Is potentially may, like even they're not sure.
Like
which
a
you-
Birdie Bots every flavored bean scenario where you're like,
Might have
you
the-
might get some ass in this one. But
And by ass we mean we sometimes every once in a while a person falls into the grinder and we can't stop the batch because we make bulk thing and it would cause millions in reproduction. So we sometimes get away with having ground
just a
up
little
human.
bit of ass.
And sometimes that part is ass, and sometimes you're eating it, and we're just putting it on this surprisingly big wrapper for this message.
I had a story when I worked at a hardware store. We used to have this bottle of cleaner that kept it was just a spray bottle. Over time, it became more than a spray bottle.
Oh, no.
It became a symbol.
Oh God.
Let me tell you why. I forget what the original cleaner inside of it was, but that doesn't matter.
Oh no.
Because over time we started getting the industrial gallons of cleaner and just pouring it in there. So we decided to call it whatever we wanted. It became so many things. So at first it was the super sauce,
It's hilarious.
and then it was the slick super something, and then eventually we just started writing slogans for it. And one of them was may give you nuclear radiation powers. Safe around kids, but not really. I wouldn't try it. There was just that's the example of kinds of things that
Like if someone had come into the store and found it and read it, thinking this was some legit shit, it would be like, oh.
Yeah, may cause blindness in dogs up to 20 yards away. Just stupid things
Endless
like that.
fun.
So I want to make a fake product that has only bad things to say about it and see how many people buy it. Like, I'm talking get on Amazon. We all write shitty reviews for it. Like, this product killed my dog. It was sitting in the house. Next thing I know, boom, dog's dead.
Next day comes out barking at me. We got a ghost dog, and I can't.
I can't
0 out of
handle
10.
that. I can't. 0 out of 10. Would not buy again.
Just like a really vague product where like honestly like the reviews are so bad, but the use is never said. Like it's just
Yeah.
like like I used it. Next thing I know, every person in my
What
life
is
doesn't
this
want to
thing
talk to me
used for?
anymore.
What is this thing used for? I don't even know what it is. It doesn't have a picture.
Just showed up in my basement.
It's just the worst. I googled worst product on Amazon. This popped up. No picture, only 1,000 negative reviews, and most of them people die.
And I still bought it because I wanted to honestly know what it
And
was.
what happened? Nothing. Nothing. Which little note says write a shitty review, and so I did.
And here I am. And yet people are still paying $19.96 plus shipping for this product. The
Well,
guy-
I want to break it up into 2 easy payments of $5, and
trick
then
'em,
one
yeah.
complicated payment of $19.27.
And by complicated payment, it means it has to be done by carrier pigeon and mostly pennies. Got it. Oh yeah, cool.
Carrier Falcon because they can carry more pennies.
I also enjoyed that it forces people to find out falconry is a thing, so that's good.
Yeah, which apparently it's. I was listening to something, and I have to fact check this, which I probably should right now. That apparently you can't own a falcon and like practice falconeering in certain parts of this country.
Like if you were like caught with a falcon and like that glove for falcons, the cops would be like, freeze!
Yeah. Like I wanna say I was listening to some podcast. Is Liz gonna fact check this for us? I'm
Oh, gosh.
excited.
Liz,
we need to
check
have
it.
a Liz on every episode when I make these when someone makes a grand claim. Like I don't know what the validity of that.
So one of us can get devastated. Just
I don't
like-
remember
You
if.
need a license.
Oh, you need a
You
license.
need a
Cool.
falcon license.
A
So you can't just go
falconer's
like, hey
license.
guys, you know what I want to take on today?
I Amazon shipped
Falconry.
I Amazon shipped falcons to my house. How many falcons? I don't know, like 3.
What's the limit? Like,
You need to, like, you have to make sure that you feed them the right diet too.
that's
They,
good.
Like,
It's-
make sure that you do that.
Yeah, well, I'm
So
sure
it's like an animal rights
It's a very
kinda rule.
expensive. It's like a very expensive animal. I'm sure to just be like I don't think once you get the licenses, then you have to like go falcon shopping. This one's got the speed and agility, but that one's a fucking nightmare.
like this one's Bobby. Bobby's a dick, okay? Bobby, he's been trained for 4 years, and if you get near him, he will literally start to Tasmanian devil with his claws until there is blood. Last time took 3 weeks. We had to sacrifice.
He's genetically engineered that the tips of his feathers are actual razor blades.
He's a
It's
Pokemon.
crazy. He's a fucking Pokemon.
You know, if you try to catch a falcon, you're supposed to do it with a towel.
That's hilarious.
Really? Oh yeah, I guess.
It's night.
Well, that's my brother had a what are those stupid birds? Parakeet. I hate I'm not a bird person because you know why? They're fucking loud
Yeah.
and they don't get it. They don't get that I'm trying to just chill. They'll just scream, okay? Like a dog. A dog will come sit on your lap and be like, "Yeah, let's just cuddle."
Let's cuddle. I'll help
You
with
can't
this
cuddle
thing.
with a bird. They have hollow bones. They will shatter.
I feel like
But
the
to
anger
get
behind that
birds to
implies you've
sleep-
tried so
Yeah,
many times.
To get birds to sleep, you like put a towel or a blanket over their
night.
cage and it simulates nighttime, so they just go. But
We should work for us like that.
yeah.
He closed his window, brother trying to nap.
Well, I bought blackout curtains, and even that doesn't help.
Yeah, that was just like a futile gesture. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna be like I'm in Alaska.
Yeah. Funny bird story. Well, it's not funny.
Uh-oh.
We lost a soldier. I was on the phone outside talking to a friend also at the same time, and this bird, like, dive bombs out of the sky, like, just right past my face, smack dab, like, just hits the window in front of my apartment with such force I can hear its neck
Just
snap.
kamikaze.
Like, it was like, thunk,
Oh.
and fell to the ground, twitched for about 30 seconds, and then died.
Now I can see thrustrels. It's.
It was ridiculous. And me and my buddy were like, did that just really happen? Like the bird, I felt the tip of the bird's wing on my ear as it flew past me to its death.
You were just like, what?
I was the last thing that bird came in contact with besides the window that snapped its neck. Oh my God. I shouldn't have laughed at that. But it was really like, you've only
Traumatizing?
seen that in like movies and stuff.
No, yeah,
I've
right.
never seen a bird kill itself.
I've actually so I've seen 2 instances of like a bird hitting a window like on a high enough floor where like you could safely presume I don't think he's getting up from that. It was like when I was like I think like the second story at like a hospital, and it was just like I was just chilling in the hospital like visiting a relative I barely knew. I don't know, just one of those things. I was a kid and I just remember hearing like a thunderous and like I didn't even see what happened and I was just like whoa. And I remember my dad just casually was like, that was a bird. probably dead. And I remember going, "Whoa! It can there was no
I've
like
seen-
dramatic build
I've seen
like the
several
movies.
animals like.
Careful.
Seen several animals get hit by like vehicles and stuff. My sister
I'm driving
had a
half of
dog that was run over by a car, and I had to like talk her through it
Ugh.
to like get to her that she was like paralyzed in sadness
Oh,
because it was
no.
her pup.
Oh no.
And then there's one of my favorite college stories of all time. It was just ridiculous. There was a deer dead on the side of the road, and it had been hit previously and dead.
You could see like it was.
It was clearly like, not getting out of that one. Like, mostly deers will run away from when they get hit. This deer was on the ground.
Like
Not
that one
moving.
scene from Get Out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not seen the movie, but I think you know what I'm talking
Yes, I
about.
do.
So I
Continue,
know what
yes.
you're talking about. And a friend who shall remain nameless was driving, and we didn't see it because when like it's night and the streetlights catch like the angle and there's that black space in between where the lights hit each other.
No, yeah.
Deer was exactly in that like middle area where you can't see between the streetlights.
Like a side quest.
Yeah.
Just like,
So we were driving, and it's in this darkened part. It's on Route 53 by Lewis.
Okay.
So right by the Romeo Cafe. It's
Oh,
kind
okay.
of not well lit out that way anyway.
No, it's not. Yeah.
So we're just coming into it, and I hit the roof, and I don't even know what happened. I am thrown in the air and hit the roof, and as I'm looking, my head's getting smashed. I see a hoof smack the side of her window, and I'm like, oh my God. So we pull over immediately. We stop the car and pull over. This deer's run over. But I was like, we didn't hit it, because if we hit it, the car would be destroyed.
Yeah, right.
We ran over it, so it was already dead. And I was like, okay, guilt-free, even if it was like suffering, it's dead.
Just insult to injury. It's fine.
Well, I'll tell you the turkey story next.
Oh. I think I know.
So
this.
we pull over, and there's like tufts of deer hair in her tires, and there's like a little bit of blood. She was crying and like really upset.
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. I was like, Maggie, we gotta. Well, I said her name, but I'll just blur it out later. I was like, we gotta go. This is too much for us to handle right now. This is ridiculous.
This is no.
A friend of mine who worked at Ace Hardware hit a turkey on a blind turn doing like 70. And his
Time
brother,
out. Blind turn on 70. Horrifying.
yeah,
Continue.
like a real like solid curve around some trees, and there was a turkey in the middle of the road, and he hit it so hard the bird exploded against the hood of his car, and there were feathers in the air, and he's like, I felt so bad, but I just couldn't stop laughing because it felt like something out of a cartoon.
Oh yeah.
Like feathers. He was like, feathers were all over, like falling down from the sky. I was like, that sounds like a great time. Had you not eviscerated that turkey.
I was just saying, like, he hit it so hard that in Shotgun was a fully cooked stuffed turkey. He was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No,
it's
yeah.
incredible. It's like, oh my goodness.
No, I mean, like, that's like that's the kind of moments that make you realize, wow, cartoon animators do have to pull it from something, I
Yeah.
suppose. Like, oh yeah.
On that topic, question for you. If they gave an animal like a human conscious, and that animal was pitted in a fighting ring with you.
What animal would I choose?
Yeah. But it would be like a healthy competition. Like,
Oh, like there he'd be
you
a
can't
good,
just be like, I get that
maybe a
squirrel.
good sport.
Yeah.
Oh, kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Because I feel like he would have really good trash talk that would turn it into a good time.
But he'd also have to be Australian.
Yeah, exactly. My whole point was gonna be honestly based around that. Was the fact that like honestly, if a kangaroo, here's the thing, a kangaroo could beat my ass without a conscience. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys are
No,
literally.
they have like big claws too.
Have you ever seen just like them try to step up against people in Australia's houses? Just watching it like with giant windows. They're just like
Those are the
like a marine at a party. Like
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I've killed men. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
right,
great.
probably. Yeah, what a training? Stop.
What a training.
But no, there was like, it's like they like, but that thing. Here's the thing. But I feel like a kangaroo, if it was given like a human personified consciousness, I feel like he'd be like, "What's up, mate? You ready to box? Listen, if I hit you too hard, just say like a word or something, and it'll
We
stop."
have the safe word. It's
It's Bobby.
Barbie, not the character like the barbecue.
Like the thing we throw something on.
A specific type of shellfish.
Dundee.
Shrimp.
Anyway.
Shrimp.
No, okay. So that's probably my answer. Your answer?
Make it a fair fight. Oh shit. I don't know.
Whoa. Fair fight. No, I just said I was gonna fight a kangaroo. Fair fight was never even in the concept.
Okay,
If you want a fair fight, that's fine. But that's not what I was.
I don't know. I want to give the
thinking
people a show if I'm fighting something. You know.
about. Oh, there's
like,
gonna be a show. I'm not gonna last long. It's a show. It's a
Last
short
long.
show.
I'll probably avenge your death and fight that same kangaroo.
Right, I'm saying, right.
Just come out there and be like,
Kicks
oh, it's
both
my
our
mate.
kicks both our shit in. You're like, why did I agree to this?
We tag team this kangaroo and we just end up
You want to
shredded.
just freaking like just choose my
Okay.
words easily here. I was gonna say double team a kangaroo, but I think that's the kind of video gets taken off the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, we could enter some sort of marsupial boxing ring.
Mortal Wombat.
Did you ever think about that before today?
No, that's
hilarious.
a meme. That's a meme. I
Mortal
take no
Wombat.
credit, but I'm happy I was able to apply it here. It was a thing. It was like a bank loaner. So you want to start an all marsupial fighting tournament? Yeah, I want to call it Mortal Wombat. And there's a pause, and then the bank loaner goes, "I'm in," because I mean, why would you turn that down?
Yeah. But as long as the animals are like treated fairly.
Oh, yeah,
and, like,
100%.
healed up after, like Pokemon.
You know exactly. Like yeah, because Pokemon treat.
Apparently, I found out how Pokemon exist.
Okay. Okay.
In like how they're able to break down into beams of light and transform their
Like the lore of the
molecular
game?
structure.
Okay.
Like, you know when you see a Pokemon evolving and they're just like, it's like shiny lights. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Their whole anatomy is changing.
And they turn
That's
into a
like
light?
doing plastic surgery by magic and just being like, oh my god, my arm's another 6 feet longer and I can shoot fire out of my ass. Like,
And there's
that's
some that
gotta
are
hurt,
aggressive,
right?
you know
That's
what I mean?
gotta hurt, right?
Oh yeah, like werewolf transportation.
One of my
like-
friends is like, oh no, they're made of energy. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, they're made of energy. So when they like get sucked into the Pokeball, they're just light energy.
And the Pokeballs are
And that's what
trained to
gives them,
suck them in. Yeah.
And he's like, and that's what gives them these crazy powers. And when they evolve, their light energy just restructures. It's like, all right, I buy it because it's fucking
Take strong
it's-
hit from joint. Shit, dude.
Shit, dude, that's crazy.
I mean, like, no, okay. So that's very interesting. Let me think about that for a second, because that does like explain why like the Pokeballs are kind of like the focal point of how like they just know how to trap light
And
energy.
like, if you look into them and like the shows and stuff, they have like little mirrors. If you ever seen that, like if you can catch like little like squares that look like mirrors, and I'm like, well, that just probably reflects.
Yeah, right.
Because they always disappear into that red light. So I was like, there's got to be something to it. And I asked one of my friends,
There's
oh yeah,
gotta
they're,
be
they're made of light energy. I'm like, that's crazy. The more you know. And then it was an NBC commercial.
Yeah, I know. I straight up will always I'm gonna be thinking about that for a couple days now to give you an idea of how would I give my mental efforts to. But no, yeah, that's
You gotta
crazy.
find out how Pokemon exists.
No, dude. Honestly, that's like one of the few things that I feel like I'm so happy has stayed relatively prevalent. I'm happy like we didn't just leave that stuff in childhood. Like Pokemon still is rad as hell. They're still coming out with Nintendo games. I've heard mixed reviews on the new one, but I'm still happy they're just being made to a certain standard.
Yeah.
It just makes me happy.
I didn't see Detective Pikachu, but it looked
Same,
good.
I haven't seen it either. I've heard like it's all right. It's a fun time.
I was
is what
never
keep
a
hearing.
big Pokemon kid. Like I played Yellow when it first came out,
OG.
and then I've got Fire Red, and that's where I stopped. I just wasn't a game that I was super invested in walking around the grass to train my Pokemon to fight the Elite Four.
You're like I want to play Halo. No.
Yeah, I was really like into Halo, where we do like campaigns over like the course of a weekend on expert difficulty.
Well, I'm the exact reverse. I didn't pick up Pokemon until I was 17.
Yeah.
Bridget got me on it when I was dating her senior year, so
Yeah.
junior senior. So I borrowed her DS, which sorry I still have, but you've upgraded. It's okay. And I have her. I played Diamond first. So my first Pokemon was an Infernape. It was lit.
See, I don't even remember those.
No, that's the kind of thing. I started at the end. You started at the beginning.
Yeah,
And I got it
I
late. You got
can't
it
name.
early.
I can't name any of the new Pokemon that I've seen.
Chandelier guy or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's like that monkey with the hand for a tail, and like there's other goofy things.
No,
I
like
don't-
Griffin, he has a really good point on the whole like people crapping on how unoriginal the Pokemon are right now. But it's like you do realize Muck was a thing for
Yeah,
Gen
he's
1,
just a
right?
pile of-
He's just a pile of poop they called Muck. They weren't trying hard in the beginning. They're not trying hard now.
Well, no, and after you've got how many friggin' Pokemon?
They're in
now?
the 4 digits now. At
Yeah,
least.
I
It's
don't.
ridiculous.
I don't think you need to
Ecosystems.
be. You don't need to be like, oh, we got to be so creative with this one. Like, dude, they're all derivative animals. You can only so much you can do.
Go
with
for
it.
design, not name, is my thing.
Yeah, the names kind of are funky.
Like I heard the design.
Isn't one like a refrigerator or something? There's like some inanimate object ones at this point.
They gotta be still animals on some level. So it's like, hey, dude, can I get a Coke? Yeah, it's inside my
I
animal.
always
pack.
wanted a Rapidash though,
Oh hell yeah.
because I just wanted the fire horse.
Yeah, everyone.
Or Puccina, because he evolves into like that. Or Growlithe, the big puppy.
I've always wanted an Abra
I
because
just want a big puppy.
yeah, right, a big old Growlithe.
Like if
Clifford.
I didn't, yeah, he's basically because my one friend Dizzy D has a Newfie, a Newfoundland, and they're just little bears. They're
Oh,
like
yeah.
bear fighting. They're like meant to like fight and hunt bears.
Like if it
and
was
shit.
taught in a violent environment, it would be a vicious monster.
It could be a vicious
Yeah,
monster.
right. The
Those things are
potentiality.
terrifying. When it stood up, it was my height.
Oh my god.
So and
That's a
Bubba,
dire
Bubba
wolf,
was
dude.
big, Bubba was friendly, and Bubba was very gay. The dog would only hump males, and
Fair.
he loved me. For some weird, every time
Not
I
to
came over, he
brag.
would just like lick my face and hump me, and I'm like, you need to stop this. I
There are
like
people
you.
around.
I like you as a dog, not as a romantic partner.
He went-
But I want a Newfie. But I know I could never no, they're so big and it's like a hot weather.
You'd have to have
area.
everything like freaking nailed down in your house because that thing would be a wrecking ball bull.
Yeah, but I could wrestle my dog and play goof around with my dog and not worry about hurting him. Because
That's
I have
fair.
the two cockapoos and I'll like throw Lucky, like not throw Lucky around,
Just whip
but
a
I'll
dog
push him
across the
like
room.
against the floor and he like tries to wrestle back and it's cute. But I'm always like, I don't know. I push a little too hard, your ribs are going to crack.
You fragile.
Well, he's now 16 years old. He's getting to be an old
That's an
grumpy
elder.
man. He's getting to be a grumpy old man.
16. What's 16 times 7? That's 106.
I don't know if that's. I don't know. Everyone says that dog years thing is like 7 to 1.
Yeah, right.
I don't believe that.
I mean, I think it
'Cause, like-
varies for breeds because breeds vary, so it's kind of bull
well, bigger
crap in
dogs
that
that
way.
apparently don't like live as long.
Yeah,
Like I've always wanted an Irish wolf or an Irish. it's not
an Irish wolf, a wolf that happens to be from Ireland.
No, there's a big Irish dog. I'm blanking on it. It's the big-
Saint Bernard.
No, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. But I gotta. Yeah, Irish wolfhound.
Hey,
thanks, Liz. An Irish wolfhound. I've always
Thank you,
wanted
Liz.
them. But one of my friends said when she's like, it only lives like 7 to 8 human years because they don't have a long lifespan apparently. Because a lot can go wrong with them.
No,
I
yeah.
guess. I was like, huh, that's so sad. But since Matt's got a pit bull, that little pit is so fucking.
Oh
cute.
my God, Mickey's the cutest little thing.
And I like to entertain the idea of having like a big dog because if
Oh,
I
yeah.
trained him really well, he would be very loyal and protect me. Or a German Shepherd, but I don't like big dogs that shed a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'd like a short-haired big dog. So Pit might be up my alley, but
They're
I'm
adorable.
not in the like space to take care of one.
Oh, dude, no.
Just so
These are
sad.
plans down the line. Plans for a long time.
What's it like if you could have an exotic? We're on the topic of animals now.
No, 100%.
You could own an exotic animal. What would you have?
Capuchin monkey.
That's fair. They're little
you could train
mischievous
'em.
guys.
Like, here's my thing. They're vastly intelligent animals, and the reason they're very mischievous or have a stigma of it, besides Night at the Museum ruining them forever, but is the fact that they are extremely intelligent animals that are in the wild. So they're intelligent people in the wild. So of course they're going to be mischievous and crazy. But if you find one, domesticate, take care of them in a way that makes them happy, you have the dopest best friend animal friend ever.
Yeah.
A monkey on your shoulder,
Yeah,
coolest thing.
it's. I agree. Also, I'm gonna take that to the next step.
Orangutan.
Yeah, those things are terrifying.
No,
you,
yeah, I
ever,
would-
you ever seen someone come at you like an orangutan?
Dude.
What does that mean? Arms flailing, sidestepping.
You picture it immediately like all
I
armed
came
arms
at
are
you
at
like
12
that one
o'clock.
day. I came at you like that one day.
Yeah, I
I was like,
pooped
you
myself.
ever, what would it be like if I came at you like an orangutan? You're like, that is a sight I would never want to
I would actually, my soul would leave my body and I would die before you can get to me. No, seriously.
I would
like,
take a gorilla. If I could like train a gorilla to be like my best friend. Sorry, Ty.
no, dude, let the
Gorilla,
gorilla be
best
your
friend.
best friend.
Gorilla best friend.
I will
Would be the coolest thing in the
step
world.
down. If
I
you're a
will.
gorilla
I
friend.
will. I will resign and be like, here. Gives the gorilla a bow tie. It's his favorite.
And I'm like, you stop telling people I'm dead. Sometimes I can still hear his voice. No, dude, I remember the thing we said earlier where it's like we're gonna have to take them out with good old fashioned guerrilla warfare. Are we gonna take them over by the sides? What? No, I'm training a series of gorillas to attack them viciously.
Training an army of gorillas.
What do
Where
you
did
mean?
get so many gorillas? Couple zoos made a few phone calls.
Next thing I know, all I had to do was sick 2 gorillas on his apartment. That dude is literally soup.
Soup.
It sounded like someone was throwing a brick around a refrigerator inside there. It was ridiculous.
You could hear the screams and then just nothing.
Yeah, but not for long though. His lungs did not last. Just like, wow, you really didn't like this guy. Oh, he's a total dick. What'd he do to you? He cut me off in traffic once. What?
Yeah. And so I followed him, found out where he lived, bought
Trained
2 gorillas, trained gorillas, and then unlocked the front door and let him happen.
I'm a vindictive dude. Leave me alone. I think that what the funniest aspect of that is like, for me at least, is what do you think he did afterwards? All right, now I got 3 gorillas. I guess they're just how I do things now.
Oh, man, I would be the best mob boss at that point.
you-
Who would come after me? And he's like, yeah, he's got 3 trained gorillas. Anytime you get near him, the gorilla just snaps your body in half.
I just picture you sitting in a nightclub, just like in a suit, and like you have 2 giant gorillas sitting behind you, also in suits.
Yeah.
Who's that? Oh, that's Brendan, 2 gorillas.
It's Brendan Apalm's Rook.
Is that a
Why?
j-
He doesn't use his arms for anything. He uses the apes.
uses gorillas.
It's crazy. Look at him. There's a gorilla tying my tie and fixing it, like dusting off my
They're
jacket.
actually really nice gorillas. What is this?
Elon Musk. This is an article, apparently.
Oh my god, what's happening?
Elon Musk says he got monkey to control computer with its brain.
Why are we doing these things?
Elon Musk needs to stop.
He doesn't have. He has to.
Also, Google AI needs to stop. I don't need this in the next 5 to 10 years. We
like-
are trying to make it in the fortune and fame industry and entertainment and have, let people have fun. We're not going to get that chance because
Robot
the
overlords.
Yeah, it's just no.
I think it's weird that showed up while you guys were talking about monkeys.
It scared me too. I was like, oh
They're
no.
always listening.
They're always
That's why I
listening.
showed it.
Yeah, I
I
don't
figured
like
it had
the
something to do
fact-
with monkeys because you were like, holy crap.
I have a smart home system by Insignia, but it runs through Google, and it has a microphone button to like turn off your microphone and so
Yeah.
they don't listen. But I never keep it muted because then what's the point of having a smart home?
Fair.
That's how they get you. You don't want to walk over to your thing and have to turn it on before you're like, okay, turn on the light. Like, no, they've got you. They've got you always.
Here's my thing with AI. I've come to terms with it because I feel like the way I perceive AI's rise to destroy us is kind of like how a person 50,000 years in debt waits for loan sharks to show up at his apartment to kill him. Because it's like, listen, man, we're so in deep. We've been missing. You know how many vending machines I've punched? Like, we're screwed.
Well, that's
dude.
why I try to always be nice to my Google Assistant or my Siri.
You know what's worse about this article is that it's using a brain chip. So
No.
they developed a chip and they put
To insert it into a monkey's brain
Yeah.
to control a computer.
And all he
What-
said was
what's-
that the testing went very positive.
That
What's-
sounds like a bad DC villain. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's
Isn't that Gorilla Grodd?
Yeah. I also
Lisa
don't
just
like
from a
the
super
fact that
species.
monkey could potentially hack into internets, stuff with that.
what's the first thing
What
he
if-
looks for is
What's
porn?
the human application for that? Like,
What is the reason
you
we're
get someone
doing
who's
this?
really intelligent or a really good computer hacker? What's to stop him from accessing anything, anytime, anywhere?
He's like cracking the Pentagon. Oh, sends nuclear missiles right over Russia. Why did we do this, Elon? I'm just doing shit
Honestly,
now. I have a dartboard.
I have so much money, and I just have a wheel of stupid ideas. Literally, literally when he's stuck, it's the wheel of dumb ideas, and he spins it and goes.
I straight up, yeah.
Focusing all our money on that now, and it's just like sharks with laser
Yeah,
beams,
like
underwater sharks that have laser beam eyes. Sir, I don't think that's get it done. Okay.
mecha octopus that does algebra. Why?
Think about it. Think about it. We lace a bear's skin with Kevlar. Elon, you gotta stop, man.
Elon, okay, because you do realize, at this stage in his life, he is the forefront of technological development, or at least the ones that's public.
Yeah.
He's a very public person in that he has the kind of like his online presence. Well, I don't think it's too much of a marketing theme. I think it's actually very much him. Like he's always a weeb. Like he posted like his profile picture was an anime character for a bit. The person that has expedited human progression in technology more than probably he's in the top 5% of people that have forwarded it, whether it's direct intervention or just putting people in the right place to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
Because that's something people always try to separate from, oh, he's not the one in the lab. Yeah, he's the one funding the people in the lab,
Yeah.
at very least.
Yeah, you don't get scientific breakthroughs without
Yeah.
tons and tons of cash.
It's not like Tony Stark doing everything. It's a bunch of minds coming together.
Come on,
and-
man. You believe in the Marvel system? Get out.
Get out of here. But my thing is he's
Like
still
even nuclear,
yeah.
atomic energy and nuclear bombs were created by a team of scientists.
Yeah,
Nobody's
Project
that
Manhattan,
smart.
yeah. But my whole point is he's literally a person that has an anime character as his lab, and also calls people out on Twitter, and he's literally the person that is realistically going to be at least one of the forefronting names in the colonization of Mars.
Yeah.
It's just freaking hilarious.
Which,
to me.
that's great and all. Going to Mars would be fun.
It's like this generation's Ronald
Why
Reagan
don't we
becoming
just
president.
have space cowboys? If you got the chance to go live in the future where everything's in spacey, we could travel different.
Different colonies on different.
I would be
planets.
a Han Solo level Malcolm
smuggler.
Reynolds space cowboy.
Well,
Smuggler kind of is
there's a
suggests the
connotation.
wrong thing.
Well, here's my-
space cowboy.
Well, that's what I like about smuggler being the thing they use for Star Wars is if you apply what a cowboy is, running from the law, doing odd shit to stay
I
alive.
just want to call him a space cowboy.
They're the same thing. You call
Yeah,
them.
and then you can have the gangsters of love.
There's a diversity to it.
She knows what I'm getting. It's the song, The Joker. Some people call me the space cowboy. Some people call me the gangster of
Some
love.
people call me Maurice.
Wow, wow.
Because I speak. On the promises of Space Cowboy.
The promises of Space Cowboy.
Because like it's funny when I hear Space Cowboy, for some stupid reason, my dumb lizard brain that picks memories apparently with a dartboard, only pictured of Daniel Craig in that Cowboys versus Aliens movie.
Yeah, I never saw that and never wanted to.
Yeah, right. You have the reason to look at me like, what the hell do you mean? I haven't even seen the movie.
Yeah, Cowboys versus Aliens.
I've never even seen
It
it.
sounds like some 5-year-old crackhead was like, guys.
Mama, I have an idea. Why aren't you at school? No, I have an idea.
Speaking of that, I told you about that show Axe Cop, right? It's on Hulu. It's written by a 5-year-old. Like the general ideas come up by a 5-year-old, and I guess like it says like, so it says the name and it's 5 years old, and then he's like 29-year-old is like the same name. So I'm thinking it's his like dad or his older brother that are like.
Either way, cool.
Like doing the animation and writing the rest of it.
Yeah.
But you can definitely hear where there's like a 5-year-old came up with that dialogue. It's like, what are you doing? I'm imagining myself with a different hair and mustache combination. What do you think of this? And he's just like, his partner gives an answer and he's like, no. Like, it's just like very dialogue by like a child.
That gives like the viewer a fun little game to play.
It was so fun to watch. I watched the
Yeah.
first 3 episodes and then blacked out. And they're only like 5-10 minutes long.
I imagine they can't
But
be too
it's such,
girthy.
if you have the Hulu, it's 8 episodes of this one season. Definitely worth the first couple episodes because it's just different. It's different stuff and it's adult animation because the guy like chops people apart with axes. It's hilarious.
We're officially in the era of mold breaking if you want to do anything in entertainment, and that's a prime example.
It's very cool. But check out X Cop on Hulu. What was the last weird thing you watched?
Hulu's our sponsor. No,
This episode is sponsored by Hulu. It's really not, but it'd be really cool if you did.
like
Be a lot cooler if you did, Hulu.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
We got to talk about the movie I made you guys watch.
Oh,
The Man
guy-
Who Killed Hitler
Okay.
and then the Bigfoot.
The name that I
Liz's reaction. Was,
Okay,
oh my
so
God.
the first thing I would want to say about this movie that I just absolutely love, because it's just something I know that was the
Let's
purpose.
give a little description first.
Yeah.
So it stars Sam Elliott.
If you don't know who Sam Elliott is, narrator from Big Lebowski, cowboy from Big Lebowski,
He's the old white dude with the white hair and the big old white
old guy,
mustache.
The Ranch, Netflix, you know. Anyway, weirdly enough, no one talks about how weird of a choice that was for him. 'Cause
I watched the first half of
It's
season 1
alright.
and was like, eh.
I feel like it's reaching too hard for that 70s show vibe because of like carried over energy, and I feel like it just doesn't want to be its own thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's just trying to ride that same wave, and it's
Hey,
not
we got
as
Kelso and
good.
Hyde, except Hyde's kind of got Me Too'd, so he's not around anymore. But hey,
Yeah, I was actually not surprised by Danny Masterson
I mean, look at him.
being Me Too'd at all.
I mean, like,
Right.
it's a bummer because he was definitely like one of like the guys from that 70s show where like you kind of like to believe he's a really nice guy in person because he's such a dick
But
in
he's
real life. And then you go like, up,
definitely
nope, garbage
not.
all the way through. Fuck.
I'm trying to find the IMDb page for this movie.
Because there's a lot of names that
There's
just
a
pop
lot
up and
of-
you're like, what?
There's a lot of movie that goes on here. Like
Yeah.
it takes place in current time. But the World War II obviously is told through a series of flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you. I was bringing it up on my phone.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, Liz. She is our in-studio helper today. She has fact-checked me, brought the article about Elon Musk to our attention, and now given me her laptop with the IMDb page for The Man Who Killed Hitler and then The Bigfoot. It was, big long Polish name. It was written and directed by Robert D. Krasowski, which I don't know his filmography, but we're going to check it. It's a very well shot. It's
a really good, well-made movie.
Very well shot, very well edited. There's a lot of good cuts where I was like, oh yeah, dude, that was great. I would love that what they did. But he's directed, produced The Woman, Carolina Lowe, and Elise Hooper, which I don't know what he's known for, and I've never heard.
Yeah,
of
right.
any
You're
of
like, oh,
those.
okay.
But yeah, there's nothing I'm looking here that he's actually. He also wrote The Man Who Killed Hitler and then The Bigfoot, which makes sense. It's
This had to be the same mind in that
so
chair.
he kills the Hitler like the title says, and then the movie spends a lot of time with him just like feeling sad.
Like, the movie is this. It's like we said, it's very pretty and well shot. And I'm going to use a comparison that was used like in one of like the literal trailers where it's literally a mansion filled with IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
Like vibe where it's like it's pretty and it's good on the surface, but when you look
but
at
when
the
you
movie,
look into it, you're like, there's a lot of like, and then they're talking about why he has to kill Bigfoot. He's carrying the next bubonic plague, and there's 3
and they
people.
drop this shit third act. You're
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, it's like, okay, I thought at least halfway through he'd be like hunting Bigfoot, No. The last 30 minutes, no, not even. The
No,
last
15
20 minutes are him. I would say 25 minutes, where those first 5 minutes is the first time he shoots Bigfoot in the head.
which is a direct like shot cut.
direct back of the, yeah. It starts with him like going to enter the hunting zone, blackout. Next thing we see is a gunshot like to the back of Bigfoot's head.
Yeah, like
or
the shot is
something.
the scope lining up on his freaking head.
And it wasn't even long too. It's like snap, gunshot. Like
You're like, is
it's
that a
very
coyote?
quick,
Oh, it's
where you
Bigfoot.
don't even know like, oh, that's what he shot. But goes through that, chases Bigfoot around for another day and a half or something, what it feels like, and then
Made it feel like,
finds
yeah.
him dead on the ground. He's like, oh, I won't let them get your body. Tries to light it on fire. Bigfoot attacks. He then throws up on Sam Elliott before he dies,
Like
which I
vomits.
thought, yeah, like it. And there was an error in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Bigfoot bites off his ear, and then like in the next shot after we see the
They
ear on the
bandaged the wrong
ground,
ear.
he spits his ear on the ground. We took to Sam Elliott getting up from the side his ear's supposed to be off, and the ear's fine. There's no blood on him. I was like, that's an error. I found you.
I found you, man.
And
I see you.
then Bigfoot dies. There's a great headshot. Right at the, I didn't want this. Poof, blows right through Bigfoot's skull.
And it's like a silhouette against the sunrise,
and then
so that was good.
it does that thing that movies do that I really hate.
Oh yeah.
This could have ended. Okay, it's gonna end. Oh fuck.
It's like Return of the King from Lord of the Rings.
Or
Ends 8
Blade
times.
Runner 2020.
I didn't see the newest one, but you told me about that.
Talk
yeah.
about a movie that dragged ass. 110% of that movie was ass dragging. It was like, oh, cool. There's no action. Oh,
Ass dragging
great,
is now
no
my favorite
action.
term for pacing issues in a movie. I will
it's
use
dragging
it forever.
ass.
It's drag.
It's like when you're just taking your sweet time trying to tell a story. No, give me a little action in between.
Because it has that venom
The new
to it that
Blade
you're mad
Runner-
about the movie.
Like Ryan Gosling, I think he can pull off some really good acting.
He's good,
He
yeah.
was not the choice because he doesn't have a lot of facial expressions.
He's got a pretty facial expression, a lot of pretty facial
But
expressions.
like when he's working through things and like coming to revelations, he's like
It's like a mannequin's face.
it's like a mannequin's face. He doesn't like act very well with his face.
Pretty but not diverse.
So it's another movie where like, I could have ended. I could have ended. And this, I think you guys were there. It's 3 or 4 times the movie could have been like, it's over.
2 of which were slow fades, which was such a tease.
such a big.
Am I about to
tease.
get a cathartic credit sequence so I can get off this couch and pee?
And then the
Oh,
last
another
shot
scene.
goes way too long.
Oh,
of
yeah,
him
where he's
walking
like-
away, and it's like a slow pan from the back, going on like a 45-degree upward angle. But that pan, it just took way, and then it stops, and you don't even see Sam Elliott walking anymore because
He's
there's
gone.
a fucking tree in the way.
He's gone.
So
yeah.
who decided? Like every other shot in that movie was kind of cool, except for that last one where they're like, we want to just really draw this one out, try to get your cock hard, but it didn't.
It gave off the vibe of a lock-in movie where like the script was written in a 24-hour like deadline period where like we have 24 hours to write a script, and like they were writing and they did all this really cool work with like the intertwining of like the flashbacks to World War
Yeah.
II to demonstrate why Sam Elliott's a badass.
Yeah.
And then they had it all build up to when he was a badass, and then they were like, oh shit, we did name this thing the guy who kills Hitler, and then Bigfoot,
And then-
we've written an hour and 20 minutes of movie.
And we only got a budget for an hour and a half.
Shoehorn that Bigfoot in.
Yeah.
Hey, my guy has a weird skin condition. Put on a rug on his back. He's Bigfoot. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. I would give the movie, they gave it 5.6 out of 10 on IMDb.
You
I'm
know-
giving it a solid 5. And that's just based on the shots alone. Because for me, it's super important. The way they told the story
Yeah.
visually was really, really good. The story itself, not really good. Sam Elliott does a good job in the one scene at the dinner table.
Yeah.
He acts really, really
Sam
well.
Elliott's at
It's
his
very
best, yeah.
convincing. But I think he was like... And then there's the one Tarantino shot where it like hard zoom in on the guy. I'll take that gun, that scope, and this knife. And I was like, okay, I didn't know this became a Tarantino.
I was just say, did Tarantino come on film just to say hi to the director? And he was like,
Right.
oh, and you know what
But
you should
I
do?
felt like it was directed by 2 different people, and then
Didn't
the one
talk to
dude,
each other.
yeah, the one dude got Hitler's side, the other dude got Bigfoot, and they both wrote their sides and then put it together.
And Bigfoot guy wrote like 2 hours of movie. And
That
then
would
the
be
guy
like you
was
and me getting together and be like, all right, we're making a movie about a badass. Who do you want him to kill? And you're like, I don't know, Joseph Stalin. And I'm like, cool. My next choice is Eddie Vedder. And then it's the man who killed Joseph Stalin and Eddie Vedder.
What a weird tale.
Yeah, like it's just.
First one was on accident. Find out which.
Oh man. Okay, I asked Matt this question, and I'm gonna start asking this question to everybody. If you can get into a bare knuckle brawl with any celebrity, who would you choose?
It's fun because if I answer this and I get famous, I'll have to be like, hey, you won't go.
You won't brawl for charity?
If it's for charity, I have a better, more compelling answer. Oh,
it's just a brawl. If you
happenstance,
get,
we run
if
into
you
each
get
other?
to do it, it's for charity.
Okay.
But this is just happenstance. You're in the middle of the street, and he's like, "Hey, man," or
Throw
she's like,
hands.
"Hey, man, let's fight." And you're like, "All right, throwing hands."
Like you, she, like, hey, you might want to beat a woman, a weeman,
A wee man.
a wee man,
So you're gonna beat up a wee man.
a wee little man. I'm gonna beat a leprechaun up.
You can beat up a leprechaun. it's
I'm gonna
fine.
fight,
or Warwick Davis.
Thank you. I was gonna say like Warwick Davis. There we go.
Yeah.
Not Warwick Davis. I love him.
I like him.
He's a good guy. I don't know him personally, but I imagine he's quite pleasant. But if I had to choose a celebrity that I would want to kick in the mouth,
Or
Jared
just fight.
Leto.
Yeah, he's my answer too.
Yeah.
Jared Leto was all me, Matt, and your answers.
He also
I
just
wanna
has
get
such a
to Jared Leto.
teardrop-shaped, punchable face.
Yeah, he's got. I feel like if I hit him hard enough, his jaw might shatter, which would be. Awesome.
I also have weirdly jaw-centered violence thoughts against him. Like,
Yeah.
God, maybe I'll stop him from singing.
Yeah. Matt was like, we agreed on one thing where he's like, "The Kill" is their only good song, and then after that, they just don't have anything
wait.
else, and he's a dick.
Now I realize why I have weirdly mouth-centered violence towards him, because I want to punch that grill out of his mouth from him playing the Joker. That's what I
Oh,
like
that
about-
was a terrible.
Here's the thing, that like
rendition
whole
of
portrayal
Joker.
was terrible on 8 different levels. I'll go into 2. 1, the method acting was absolutely unprofessional and horrible. And 2, it's just one of those things where he had such a great chance to be like a really good performance, to really hold DC over, to them to figure out their stuff, have enough support from everyone because Jared Leto nailed it. Instead, he just dropped the ball with this stupid gritty thing where, honest to God, if you look at the rest of Suicide Squad, he's the one thing that just doesn't fit, which means it was all his choice. He wasn't trying to
Yeah.
be a team player with the theme of it.
No,
He was
he's
just
trying to stand out and be the best Joker, but you
Gross.
can't. You can't.
like, and because here's the thing, I feel like
There's also no best Joker.
no,
in terms of like.
but there is a worst one now.
Yeah,
Like, oh, God.
congratulations, you went down as the worst. Because every Joker, everybody who's
Bring
voiced the
something
Joker,
different,
like even like when I was watching this interview with Mark Hamill, the classic Joker voice, the most
In terms of voice, he's
iconic.
the voice,
yeah,
yeah.
he's the voice of Joker. I'll always picture of Mark Hamill being the Joker, which is
And
fine because that's
he-
my first Joker. Technically,
He's the one that gave a whole generation the
because I
laugh to
watched
read
Batman the
in
animated
comics,
series before I could watch
Oh, yeah.
Batman with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson because it was not as digestible and it's 5 years old.
No, yeah, it's a rich
So
palette.
he was always been my Joker, and I watched this interview, and I think you're gonna find this really
Mm.
interesting. Is wanting to voice act is that he always looks at the characters' models and really thinks what part about this would give them a voice.
Mm.
So he saw when he was like the Joker when I got the first couple of drawings was all teeth, and so he's like I made him very. I forget the word he used, but he's like I drew
Grinny?
inspiration from his mouth alone, just the teeth to make the voice. And then he's like, they were like talking about the laugh. He goes, why? Nobody has just one laugh. They have
Yeah.
one hard laugh, but you have chuckles, you have snorts, you have this. So he's like, I based the laugh on what was the character thinking in that moment? How is he going to respond to what's going on? How is his laugh going to be in that situation? I was like, well, I never put that much thought into a laugh,
No, yeah,
but it's very purposeful with that character.
because the thought process was very it was like the reason I love that so much is you'll notice like with his laughing in the show what made him so powerful and so terrifying because like he didn't just laugh at everything like an idiot. He laughed at stuff that he found funny, and what was terrifying is that he finds it funny.
Yeah.
So his laughs
And
were diverse.
they're always
yeah.
different. Like there's the low chuckle, there's the high pitch, like
Yeah.
the insane laugh, and it's so well done.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't. And then with like everything live action, Jack Nicholson gave us that like gangster version of Joker where he's still a
Yeah.
little he's goofy.
Because he did the same thing, but with jokes, like because he did morbid crap in that movie that he
Yeah,
thought was
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
and he was a really good Joker. For
Oh,
being
yeah.
the second one that's not Cesar Romero from the Batman, and even he had like the more traditional early Joker from the comic book vibes, where he's very flamboyant and silly and jokes.
he's a
but still-
supervillain, yeah, Golden
and
Age.
then you get Jack Nicholson a little more raw, a little more gritty.
Grounded. They gave him a
Yeah,
character. We gave
they
him
gave him a
person.
full character. Yeah, and
People
that was
hated
really.
that.
I loved it.
I loved it too.
I really liked it because what are you gonna get from a Tim Burton first real Batman movie?
Oh, yeah.
You want to get a little backstory, whatever.
Was
He-
that Burton?
Yeah, all the
Michael
first,
Keaton's?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No, yeah, I
Liz,
believe
can you
you.
fact check that right quick?
No, yeah, I'm thinking Schumacher. Never mind. Schumacher was
because I know
was,
Tim Burton. I think did the original Batman,
like just Batman, like
Well,
in 1985.
Batman Returns is definitely Tim Burton.
No, yeah, that one.
You
yeah.
can tell because it's very
Aesthetic,
like
yeah.
90s and very. They do like that Gotham cartoony vibe.
Yeah, we're like you never
And I
see
think
the
I
cityscape
think
looks like a cartoon.
All of those
Yeah.
Batman movies up until
Batman and Batman Returns was Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
Okay, yeah.
The first two are very.
I was thinking Schumacher for some
very
reason.
reminiscent, like
He
very
did
Tim
Batman
Burton-y.
Forever and Batman and Robin.
Yep.
Yeah,
Adam
which
Twisted.
yep, and you can tell the first two are
Oh,
very
yeah.
Tim Burton because they're very dark, very like everything's dark in those movies. Like even the lighting itself is dark.
No, yeah, like one of the main things I always loved about the Jack
And there's a lot of
Nicholson portrayal.
contrast.
Yeah, like the introduction to his new face was so well done because it was one of the first times where like Joker's face was a reveal, not
Mm-hmm.
like just something you kind of just see. Like that's why the Heath Ledger one did the reveal with the mask. Like you knew what he was gonna look
And
like.
that version of Joker was much more because you get a lot of with the movies you get a lot of different versions.
You
and
have
how
to, for it to be
which is
interesting,
great.
yeah.
And that one was probably my favorite acted because he was so menacing because he was very
This is Ledger, right?
very
Right.
much unpredictable and did things because he wanted to, or was it a plan? We really don't get those answers.
You get Michael Caine to give you the best explanation you can have.
Yeah.
Some men just want to watch the world
And it was,
burn.
I think
Yeah.
he was truly terrifying because of his vocal performance.
Oh, yeah.
The vocal performance where it switched from gritty to like the different voices he chose for talking was very, very interesting. And really, because he has different voices, his cadence is different in a lot of scenes.
It's like it's measured. Like the thing that he always kind of like I said with Mark
like
Hamill.
he took his time with those lines and was like, "How am I going to deliver this perfectly?"
The hallmark,
And he does.
yeah, the hallmark of a good Joker is a Joker that is trying to demonstrate dark comedy because that's what his shtick is. It's funny to him, and it's supposed to scare you that it's funny to him. That's why Heath always really succeeded because he did shit that was so funny in that movie, like the pencil trick. Whoa, and also the whole you ought to know you bought it. He's funny.
Yeah, he's funny, but it's not
Horrifyingly,
like in that.
though,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's like that very dark funny, which is a good take because those Nolan films are darker Batman
It
movies.
fit the tone of the movie.
Very well done. And then you have Bane, which whatever.
Don't talk about it.
I'm getting hot,
Yeah.
and this room is starting to bake. So that concludes this episode of
Of
Get Burning
course,
on the
no, yeah.
Radio.
Happy to be here.
Please like, subscribe, comment, questions, comments, concerns, threats. If you want us to talk about anything next time, or if you want to be a guest on the show.
Brendan's number is
holla
1.
at your boy. Shoot me a comment on the Facebook page. But
Yeet.
nobody will. That's fine.
It's fine.
All
I will.
This has been Get Burning on the Radio. We hope to see you next time.
Bye.